BookTube, it's Alan. Hello BookTube, it's Alan, and welcome back to my second part of Jason's Section 3 of The Sound of the Fury. And before I go get my book and get into this, I want to draw your attention to Jason says hophead. At least I'm not a hophead. At least I'm not a hophead. Something about, you could add that to the family. But it made me curious. A hophead is someone, a drug addict, like back in the jazz clubs. He also mentions Prohibition time and the late 20s. You know, Prohibition ended in 1933. I know that because that's the year that Ulysses, the decision for Ulysses, obscenity was lifted in America, 1933, and that's when Prohibition ended. But anyway, let's get into the book here, because I thought the mother was a drug addict. Coming right up. Here I just want to add briefly that it's reminiscent to me of the character in Long Day's Journey into Night that Jean O'Neill play, where she's definitely an addict. You know, it comes down at night and she's just all, that's what I think of when, in fact, I think of the performance that, Hepburn did. But I don't want to digress too much, but that's what I'm kind of reminded of, the mother character, if anyone's seen that play. So let's get started right after the letter from Maury. Real formal letter in confidence to Jason, and then what does Jason do? He shows his mother. It's a real formal letter with formal language, you know, Maury L. Bescom. And it's asking Jason to get some money from his mother to invest with him in business. And, you know, the mother's just going, he's the last Bescom. When we are gone, there won't be any more of them. That'll be hard on somebody, I guess, I says. He's always a smart aleck, isn't he? I mean, when I read this like 3 years ago, I was really sympathetic on Jason, and I was believing his mother, you know, like all the things you've had to do for us, Jason, and you know, we've been such a burden on you. But he is just, he's a bad investor. You know, there's this bit about his car and the $1,000 that Jason took. Here, the $1,000 again. We go from caddy. Notice they're talking about caddy in the time, you know, back in the day. And then it switches over to Miss Q. And the red tie. The old red tie. Jason seeing red. Red, red. The reigns of horror. And this repeated thing about the New York Jews and how they're making easy money. And I never had to go to Harvard to learn that. It's always, you know, Jason missed out on Harvard. He missed out on everything. The mother says, I can't do anything with her, Miss Q. She says, I've tried, and I've tried. And you won't let me for some reason, I says. So you ought to be satisfied. Okay, now, Jason's seeing red. That red tie. And he follows them. Here's the patent medicines that the mother is. So the mother is an addict. Jason's really getting into this following, huh? He's really getting off on that. Until Miss Q let the air out of his tires. So he's running around, taking care of business, goes to get another shot. And what is a shot? Not a shot of whiskey, but a shot of Coca-Cola. And that appears earlier, too. Jason has so many excuses for losing out on the market. He can't keep up with the damn New York Jews, the New York Yankees. But he thinks prohibition's a good thing. Why is that? Why is he drinking shots of Coke? Because his father was an alcoholic. I think Jason suffers from being an adult child and an alcoholic. He takes on too many responsibilities. He takes on too much blame. He really does. He won't be obliged to anybody. There's a funny part in here, if I didn't already go over it, about him and Earl fighting. Like, why are you trying to make me fire you when you can just quit, Jason? There'll be no hard feelings. Jason goes, well, maybe that's why I don't want to. He's just a total dick. Now, here's the part where Jason says, well, what does he say? You get right up out of your grave. You know you would. I says, no, thank you. I have all the women I can take care of now. If I married a wife, she'd probably turn out to be a hophead or something. That's all we lack in this family, I says. Now, is that it? Yeah, she'd probably turn out to be a hophead. Not him, but she. That's all we lack in this family, I says. Well, the mother's a hophead. But the ending is just, you know, the Yankees. He's talking about Babe Ruth, Prohibition, late 1920s. The dentist part. There's so much information packed in here. Castrating Benji and going to Jackson, the nut house, to watch butterflies. Where have you been, Jason? Well, maybe I went to the show. Is supper ready? Well, I thought Jason didn't like shows and music. That was like a big waste of time. And then he goes to the show. But he has some 2 tickets that could be used over. And remember section 1? Old Lester looking for the quarter. Dilsey's son looking for a quarter with Benji to go to the show. He wants to go to the show. Well, Jason will give him or sell him a ticket for a nickel. He doesn't have a nickel. Well, then he drops it in the stove. He just burns it. And then he does it again, and Dilsey's going, now just quit, Lester. He's playing with you. He's a jerk. That's probably one of the worst parts for me. When he's so mean. He'd rather just throw the tickets away than to let Lester go. That's horrible. I say, did you get a good piece of meat, Miss Q? What? She says, yeah, it's all right. You want some more rice? Here, let me give you some more. And then he lies about following her, and it's a believable lie. Oh. No, it wasn't me following you. I loaned my car to a fellow about 3 o'clock, and I had to wait until he got back with it. I ate for a while. Who was it, Mom says? It was one of those showmen, I says. It seems his sister's husband was out riding with some town women, and he was chasing them. You ought not to lend your car to people like that, Mother says. You're too generous with it. That's why I never call on you for it if I can help it. Jason's so generous. And Mother's hysterical. Whatever I do, it's your fault, she says. If I'm bad, it's because I had to be. You made me. I wish I was dead. I wish we were all dead. Then she ran. We heard her run up the stairs and the door slammed. That's the first sensible thing she ever said, I says. Boy. Don't worry. You've got Ben to depend on, I says. Cheer up. Boy, they always looked on you and me as outsiders, like they did your Uncle Maury. Interesting, huh? And then old Benji's going to Jackson. We have old Herbert Head making an appearance again. And, not an appearance, but they're talking about him. Do you think I need any man's help to stand on my feet, I says, let alone a woman's that can't name the father of her own child? And the old adage, the end is in the beginning. Like I say, once a bitch, always a bitch. Talking about the gamblers. Old Jason just never has a chance. I just want an even chance to get my money back. Once I've done that, they can bring all Beale Street and all Bedlam in here, and 2 of them can sleep in my bed, and another one can have my place at the table too. So, and that was the day before Benji's, right? So on to Dilsey. Until then, I remain yours, Alan, from Portland. I'm in the East Side Industrial section now. All kinds of businesses up in here. God, I like to think back to when, like, if it was the 30s, all this bustle and stuff. Now that lady back there is going to think I'm taking a picture of her. Well, don't be taking pictures of me. Hey, I'm not taking pictures of you. I'm studying the sound and the fury. And you are too. So, onward and upward. Thank you for your time and consideration, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks.